Here's Johnny.
Welcome to my nightmare.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Let me play with this, Daddy.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Fear Freaks Podcast. My name is Braden.
I'm Destiny.
And we are the Fear Freaks. Tonight, we are continuing our Stranger Things talk as we discuss Volume 2, which just came out this past Friday, July the 1st. I hope that you all had a wonderful 4th of July holiday. Hope you guys, enjoyed some fireworks, drank some beer, had some good grill outs, all that kind of good stuff. Destiny, what'd you do for the 4th of July?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing?
Nothing. A girl came into work, said, "Don't you feel the freedom?" I said, "We're women in Texas." "No, ma'am, I do not. Thank you." That's what I did on my Friday, or my Monday.
On your 4th of July?
On my 4th of July.
Wow, that sounds super eventful. Hey, all I did, it was raining here in Chicago, so my girlfriend was visiting. I went to go see some fireworks with her at night. We went to a fireworks show. There was actually a concert and fireworks show. It was really nice. I don't know if you saw about the shooting that happened here in Chicago on Monday, the Highland Park shooting. The place was flooded with cops. I did feel very safe in Orland Park because, even though Highland Park is like one of the wealthier suburbs of Chicago, and like the fact that that happened in like the downtown area of a suburb, I was like, holy shit. It's that was crazy. I woke up and I was like, can we just go 1 year, please, without anything like that happening on a fucking major holiday?
Can we just go one day without there being a mass shooting somewhere?
One day, please.
One day.
Allow one full day, and then let's transition it into maybe 2, 3, 4, maybe a month. Gosh, I'm so sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of seeing shit like this. So, I hope that everyone is safe. That's what I really hope. Be careful out there, guys. It's a crazy world. So, but. Yeah. Shows like Stranger Things allow us to shut our brains off and kind of forget about some of the insanity. Actually, they did have a disclaimer for the first. I saw that in the beginning of Stranger Things Volume 1. They had a disclaimer about the graphicness that kind of was portrayed in that opening scene. They were like, we filmed this over a year ago. I know that with the most recent events, it was a pretty bad time to, I'm not going to lie, put a scene like that. But still, this show, it's not new to anything like that, but they it is kind of crazy that shows have to forewarn you about stuff like that, but nonetheless, so Destiny, why don't you recap about how you felt about Volume 1? And then we can kind of slowly ease into Volume 2, because we talked about Volume 1, I think it was 3 weeks ago now. So why don't you give us a little recap, kind of what your thoughts are, and we'll kind of ease our way into Volume 2.
Volume 1, freaking loved it. Loved all the horror elements. It felt super dark, which I really appreciated. I loved the death scenes. I loved our new characters. I loved getting, rehashed with our old characters, kind of catching up with everyone. I really enjoyed all of the storylines kind of happening at once, because this season's really spread out all over the world, and I kind of like that. I know some people didn't like it. I kind of like that we're bouncing from location to location, and I thought that last episode was, a Volume 1, so episode 7. I thought episode 7 was incredible. The way it kind of ties everything and shows us how stuff got started, I thought it was freaking amazing, because whenever I watched the trailer for Volume 1, I was really confused about who Vecna was. And as soon as I saw him, or his character, and I was just like, what are we doing here? What the fuck is happening? And so, that made me not super excited. But then when I watched it, I was immediately in love with everything that was going on. So I love Volume 1 a lot, and it got me really, really fucking excited for Volume 2. I feel like out of everything I've watched this year, even over Scream, I feel like Stranger Things has been it has taken over my life right now. And even Scream didn't do that. But Stranger Things, I'm all about it. So
It is.
yeah.
I mean, like these episodes have been like fucking movie length, so it's like, easy to go back and really enjoy some of these episodes again, like they're feature length movies. I mean, especially this finale that we're going to talk about, like the season 4 finale, is absolutely amazing. But like you, I really enjoyed volume 1. Love all the horror elements. And I'm going to say it right now. This season, it took the icing on the cake for me. It is, in my opinion, the best season that Stranger Things has produced. The Duffer Brothers are fucking geniuses. I absolutely will watch anything that these two want to produce in the future. I mean, I think that the way that they are able to tell these stories and kind of interconnect everybody, and kind of like just their all of our characters right now are kind of all spread across the board because of how season 3 ended, with everybody kind of like breaking off and going their separate paths. So season 4 volume 1 picked up like with kind of us catching up to where some of these characters are and everything. And we obviously got introduced to Vecna. I was kind of like, this is interesting because Vecna was a villain this season that, like, we didn't know anything about. We had no idea who he was from the trailer. We just saw that, the Upside Down actually now has its first what appeared to be speaking villain,
Mhm.
like, because we've seen the Demogorgon, we've seen the monsters, we've seen the Mind Flare, we've seen all of that. None of them speak. We just thought that these were monsters and that this portal was open and Hawkins is, cursed, as, the group calls it, right? Like, I mean, we hear that a lot this season, especially from Dustin when he's talking to Eddie, like about like, how Hawkins like is cursed and all that kind of shit, and that whole scene with them. So Vecna was really the first villain that actually spoke. And when we find out all the shit in season 4, I mean, it really sets up. And I'm going to say it right now, guys, this whole stream is going to contain spoilers if you haven't seen Stranger Things season 4 volume 2 yet. Super fucking happy that they did exactly what I wanted. At the end of our volume 1 stream, I said that I'd be fine if Vecna was the main villain for season 5, and that's exactly still going to be the case. He is going to be the villain for season 5, and that makes me very happy because I feel like he's one of those characters where we need 2 full seasons with. I feel like now that the Upside Down is pretty much making its way into Hawkins and like into the real world, it's like, fuck, like I'm in. Like, I'm glad, because it's like now we actually get to see him a little bit more in season 5, and I didn't want them to defeat him very quickly. He's just like, I don't know, like he's kind of like the Thanos, in my opinion, of like Stranger Things. Like, Thanos is that big bad villain that the MCU led up to. The Duffer Brothers are now leading. Like, they have apparently been planning him for a long time, and now he's here. And I'm glad. It's kind of like Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. For all you Marvel fans out there like me, it's like, we see one movie with Vecna, and then we get another movie now, or like another whole season with Vecna. So.
Vecna, yeah. Yeah.
You're like, fucking bitch.
Love the Duffer Brothers so much.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
Also, what's up, everyone in the chat, too? How you guys doing? I see Aaron stopped by. He said that he hasn't seen this season yet, so he's going to come back and watch it later. Tilmon, what's going on, man? Or Tillman, what's going on? I don't know why I just said Tilmon. I said Timon from Lion King. Menelik, what's up? Good Real, how are you? Brandon, Chasing a Dream. There. Here you go, Destiny. Good Real's already getting started with the whole Eddie thing. So, what a way to come on in.
Yep.
Mia, what's up?
Yep. Hi. Mia's been my shoulder to cry on.
Yeah.
We've both been each other's shoulders. Our messages these past, I would say since Friday, it's been a lot. And I love every second of it.
Hey, yeah, this is a judge-free zone. I can't even lie. Like, I mean, I love Eddie as a character too. I don't love him in the sense that you guys probably love him, but I do love him as a character. I think that his character was absolutely great. Wanted better for him, I'm not gonna lie. I was really hoping that, he was going to survive, that he was going to make it, that he was going to get his high school diploma and move on. But, I mean, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Destiny, it's okay. You can cry. You can cry here. It's okay. Don't worry.
I don't want to cry, but I've been crying since Friday.
Well, I mean, it's hard. It's fucking hard, Like, I mean, these characters, you love these characters, and Eddie, like, we only got to spend. I mean, what, we spent 9 episodes with him, and we fucking all loved this guy. Like, I mean, fuck. I guess we're gonna start with this. We might as well get all the waterworks
Let's
out
just
of the
get
way,
it out of
right?
the way,
Let's just
man.
get it out of the way. Well, I did see a lot of people actually saying that they prefer Eddie and Dustin's romance in comparison to Dustin and Steve's bromance, which I kind of agree. Like I thought that Eddie Munson and Dustin, they had great chemistry. I mean, can we just talk about these actors too? That scene that they had together, fuck, the performances are unreal. Like, I mean, hats off to I forget the actor's name that plays Dustin, but I mean, fucking
Gaten Matarazzo.
yes, him. Hats
Amazing.
off to him, because that scene, it just makes you fucking literally want to just cry like you are right now.
And I was crying, boy, let me tell you. So I woke up at 2 a.m. to watch this Friday morning when it freaking first hit Netflix, because I had to know if Eddie lives or dies, because I was really, told he's gonna live. They're not just gonna introduce another character just to kill him off. They won't do that again. It's not happening. And I remember you said that you think there's a chance he could die because of the way he was written. And I was like, and I went back and I was rewatching. I was like, no, he's still good. He's fine. It's not. He's no. And it's like that fucking scene in Scream 5 when he gets the look on his face. You're like, no, fuck me, no. And he fucking cuts the fucking bed sheet, and he goes back, and you're like, it's coming. And I think it would have been smart, not just because I love Eddie so much, but just smart for him to live, because you're expecting him to die, and he fucking dies. So I think he should have lived, because I feel like that's not fair. Like, I don't think his archetype should have been like, and I kept seeing all the tweets saying like, oh, he's gonna die protecting a town that hated him, and that's what fucking happened. Like, that shouldn't have been his arc, because I don't think that's fair. Like, his arc should have been that people knew he was not a monster. That should have been his arc, in my opinion. But whatever. But, the whole scene with the bats and everything, and then it cuts because there's so much going on that you keep cutting back and forth, and I was like, no, like, I want to stay in this scene because I want to know what happens. And whatever, Destin's like, come on, let's get up. He's like, oh, I just need a minute. I was like, he's fine. He's talking fine. It's good. And my subtitles on. So when I see this song is like, when I'm cold, I like to die. And I was like, oh my God, no. And it was so sad.
It was I had tears in my eyes. Like, it was one of those, because of those two actors and the way that they performed that scene. I mean, it really sold it. I mean, it was like that scene, and then there was the Lucas and Max scene like right after that, which was absolutely, again, like the performances throughout this entire season are absolutely, I mean, they better be nominated for an Emmy. I mean, I've said that for a lot of shows this year, but I mean, it's like, I feel like that these are Emmy worthy performances, especially with these child actors, I mean, it's insane what they're able to do. But yeah, Eddie does bite the bullet. All those fucking hellbats fucking get him, and they pretty
Even
much
though the
pick.
Duffer Brothers said that they weren't lethal.
Yep, I mean,
Then
he
why is he
lost.
dead?
Yep, lost a lot of blood. He lost a lot of blood. Like, he lost a lot of blood, and that was what was like. As soon as he fucking cut the sheet, like after Dustin got out, I was like, literally, I was like, this is it. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is fucking it. Like, I was really hoping for another one of the characters to kind of like swoop in and save him. But he does have the greatest rock concert ever before that. The Master of Puppets thing, oh, it was fucking, he was like, Chrissy, this one's for you. And he literally fucking started playing. Oh, so great. Such a great scene. And I don't even know, like, just the whole thing was absolutely amazing. It was like, I hope they can hear it. And he's sitting there rocking out. Oh, it's awesome. It is awesome.
Yes, because so after I watched Volume 1, I went back because I was showing one of my coworkers, because this is right after our stream. I guess it would have been that Wednesday, so this is like probably that Thursday, and how we were talking about the usage of Separate Ways in that trailer, and the way it's kind of like, I don't know, the way it's like cut is different than like the usual song. And I was like, oh, you have to like listen to the way that they use the song in the trailer, because she didn't watch the trailer and she'd already seen it, Volume 1. And so whenever I went back and I watched it, there is a short clip of Eddie playing in the Upside Down. I paused it. I said, what the fuck was that? Because I didn't see that the first time, because I didn't even know who this was, Don't know who this character is. I do not know this man. And so I went back and I watched it, and I was like, oh my God, we're going to get to see him play in the fucking Upside Down. And then more pictures were coming out of that scene, just like quick shots of that scene from Volume 1 trailer. And I was like, oh my God, like this is really happening. Because at first I was like, maybe it's just used for the trailer, because I felt like it was kind of weird for them to show that when it's not even in Volume 1. So like maybe it's just for the trailer, because it fits so well with Separate Ways, how it's like how he was playing and the way the song was playing out. It's like maybe it's just for the trailer. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a lot of work just for the trailer. But the fact that we get to see the scene happen in Master of Puppets, I thought it was amazing. Like you said, Chrissy, this is for you. But he fucking took off that necklace, and it's like, oh no, not the necklace. But the scene itself was freaking amazing. And whenever Eddie and Dustin are freaking out back at his trailer, like most metal concert ever, like it was so sweet. And then the fucking demo bats.
Yeah,
you know what?
like,
sorry.
No, go ahead, go.
I went to Target and I saw demo bats and I almost bought it. And if I would have fucking bought that, I would have burned it. I don't care how much money, $20 gone, don't care. Because I was pissed.
She was going to buy it just to burn it. That's how mad she was at Eddie getting killed people.
I sent Brett voice memos because I couldn't even type. And I'm like hardcore crying. I sent them to me as well. We were both just crying. And it was not. And the song also playing right after Eddie. And that goes into Max's scene. Because the whole time I'm thinking, Max is okay. It's okay. Even if she's in the air, it's okay. But when you see her first bone break, I was like, oh my God. No, not again. Like you're saying, Lucas, I feel like Lucas was like, not maybe like underutilized so much because he's kind of doing his own thing a little bit. But it's just like those last 2 episodes like he's in, I feel like, we get our old Lucas back, our like season like 2 and 3 Lucas, like how much he like really cares for Max, even though you can see that throughout Volume 1. But just to see him, really there for Max. And when he's like holding her and she's saying like, I can't see and I can't feel anything. Oh my, I was like scream crying. Mm-hmm. Not even just like, I was like belting out. I was like, this is not okay. None of this is okay. And Max is still alive. She's just not, I think Vecna has her soul. And I think when they kill Vecna, I think it'll go back into her body. But I'm not, obviously I don't fucking know. But me and Mia are talking about this. I'm like, I'm kind of a little bit jealous that Elle just helped Max and no one helped Eddie. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? From some bats. That's how he's gonna go out. And no one's gonna fucking do shit in this freaking place. Okay. So I'm a little jealous. I'll admit it. And I wanted someone else to die, like that was important. Because they said like 5 big deaths, and I'm like, oh my god, who's going? And I was like, okay, so you kill off our fucking new fan favorite character. You kill off the fucking jock. Fuck him, I don't care. Papa, you kill him off again. Okay. And then who else? I don't fucking know. So y'all made it out to seem like it's gonna be a bloodbath, like shit's gonna go crazy, which it did. But they fucking kind of did the same thing they've already done before. You kill off the unlikable character, the really likable character, and fucking Papa. We've seen this before. And so that's why I'm mad. That's why Eddie should have lived, to subvert the expectations.
Yeah, I mean, like, I do feel like, though, I mean, with, okay, now that, like, okay, they've killed Eddie, you know, like, we saw, like, Papa die and all that stuff, like, I mean, that was all, and sure, like, I don't know, because Papa, I feel like during volume 1, I felt like he kind of had this like big 4-season character arc, you know, like to where it's like we actually understood him as a character, like 100% actually fleshed out, understood who he was, why he was doing what he was doing. Whereas in season 1 and like the following seasons, it just kind of like felt like he was just kind of popping up and he was just this bad guy and he needed Elle for something, but we didn't really understand why that was. Like we knew that he didn't want her out in the world or because she's dangerous, whatever. This season, we really understood why he was actually afraid. And it's because of Vecna. It's because of number 1, right? Like, and then I feel like episode 8, I feel like what they had set up with his arc just kind of like took the back seat when he tried to keep Elle again. It just kind of felt like a repeat of season 1. That's like, if I can like pinpoint an issue with this season, I feel like that would be it. Cause I'm like, okay, volume 1. And I fucking said that during our volume 1 discussion. I was like, I actually sided with him. Like, you know, and then I was watching episode 8 and I was like, they're kind of going back on everything that they just like, you know, set up with him in volume 1. Like, why is she there? Why is she doing this? And he's like, I need to protect you. I need to protect you. Whatever. Like, no, like you're scared. Elle is clearly the reason that you can stop him. But I feel like that how they, I don't know, fucking correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody, please. But that's just like how I see it. You know, it's like I see it as, okay, we actually understood why he needed Elle in volume 1, and the very first episode of volume 2, it's just like you just kind of wash that away, and then he dies at the end. Like, I'm like, wait, like what?
Bye.
So
I would agree. Yeah. I feel like they were trying to make him out to be like different because in season 1, he's like the bad, like human character, I guess. You know, like you're like, oh, she has to stay away from this guy because he's fucking, you know, probably gonna try to kill her or something. Hi, Andy. And then I can kind of agree with you with volume 1. It's like, okay, so we know why he needs Elle to defeat Vecna. We get that. And then he fucking sticks her with the drugs or whatever. And I was like, how are you? How? And then for what? Yeah, just for him to die. And Mia said, like, they really expected us to be sad for him. Because, like, when the sad music was playing, I was like, I don't care. I don't care. Because everything you kind of just set up there. Because then it would make sense as to why he's like that in season 1. You know? It would make sense. But everything you just set up is like, no, he was still a piece of shit in the end. He was still not a good guy. And all I'm saying, and look, the only thing that's getting me through these next 2 years, and maybe it's not healthy either, I think there's still a chance Eddie can come back. I keep seeing a lot of TikToks, like Eddie fans, like gaslighting themselves into thinking he's come back. There's a chance. If fucking Papa can survive an attack by a Demogorgon, I feel like Eddie can survive some fucking bats. And also, I went back Me and Mia talked about this. I drew a little
That's
body.
exactly what Mia just said. Literally, that
Amen,
was
sister.
that was
Amen. Because I went back and I watched when Steve gets attacked by the Demobats, and then I compared it to when Eddie gets attacked by the Demobats. I was like, so one can walk around perfectly fine afterwards, and one's dead. I don't fucking believe that, because when you look at it, like, even though there's so many bats swarming Eddie, he's not just being like fed on by like thousands of them. It's just like 4 that are like biting into him. And Steve gets bitten like twice, and they keep feeding on to him. So I was like, so he can die, but Steve is just perfectly fine. I don't believe it, even though the Duffer Brothers did say he's dead. And they're like, yeah, he's dead, sadly. Y'all fucking... This is y'all's fault. Don't fucking say sadly to me.
Yeah, y'all fucking wrote it. Like,
Y'all
what the
wrote
fuck?
This shit.
5 star.
didn't
What's going
have
on,
to.
buddy? How are you?
5 star. Hi. I've been ranting a little bit because I'm upset. I still think there's a chance Eddie can come back. Joseph Quinn even said like he would love to come back, and I've seen theories about he could be the Bat character in, I almost said Game of Thrones, in Dungeons and Dragons. I don't fucking know. I've never played, but they talk about a character whenever it's like the Hellfire episode, the first episode, and they talk about a character that's like a vampire sort of thing. Hello? Eddie gets attacked by bats. Boom. He could be a vampire. Even though if he comes back, I don't want him to be evil. Because I don't want them to have to kill him off because he's evil, because then I would break my phone. I don't know. I just want him back. Hopper came back.
Yeah, but also
You
we
can
didn't
just
see
bring
a
people
body
back.
with Hopper. I did see a TikTok with that. I saw that, people wanted him to pretty much be pulling a Hopper. We never did see a body with Hopper, and that really confirmed it was. And even the post-credit scene of season 3, like when they were like, no, not the American, like when the Russians were like walking by the cells and everything, and they fed that one guy to the Demogorgon, So, okay, you seem like you have something to say. Your hands up. Yes, you in the middle. Yes, Destiny.
Did we see Destin check a pulse on Eddie?
We did not see him check a pulse
I
on
don't
him.
think so.
No, he did just kind of like go
He
cold.
passed out from blood loss. We've all been there. He's fine. He's okay.
I mean, hey,
2 days.
if that is a way, I mean, even though, sure, that scene was amazing. The scene really hit everybody in the feels because of like, the connection between the two of them. But if that was the reason, like if he just passed out from blood loss and he was actually still alive, I wouldn't be upset about it. It would at least he would still be alive. But if they made it like that and then he just died in season 5 again, like I feel like that would piss a lot of people off. Like,
Also, here's another gripe I had about this. Fucking 2 days later? Are you fucking kidding me? No. Do not pull that fucking shit. 2 fucking days later. So, what happened? And that's another thing. What happened in those 2 days? What happened? We don't fucking know.
yeah.
That is so dumb. I cannot believe they fucking did that. I know you have to get your characters all kind of back together somehow. Don't fucking pull a 2 days later card. I was just like, excuse me? And then no one fucking says anything about Eddie, except for Destin when he's talking to his uncle, which again fucking broke me all over again. I was so upset.
That scene.
He's the only one. The only fucking one. Even though he just made friends with fucking Robin, with Nancy kind of, and with Steve, and he's friends with Mike already. And everyone's just fucking fine. I don't think people would be fine when one of your friends just died. That really irked me. Because then I feel like everything they just did with Eddie's character from this season, it's gone. Because no one fucking even like acknowledges the fact that he's dead.
Yeah.
And I feel like it can go both ways. It can either really fucking piss me off, or it can make me really happy because he could return.
Yeah.
Yes. And you know what? And if he doesn't return, it's the last fucking season, so.
Yeah. I will say next season, like pretty much like all stakes are going to be high now. It's like Vecna is obviously going to be coming with vengeance, and it's already been confirmed. The Duffer Brothers did already confirm that Will did definitely take the back seat this season. Like, he definitely was just kind of like one of those characters that just kind of appeared on screen. But as soon as he stepped foot back in Hawkins, it's like you saw like the hairs on his neck go up, and it's like you could tell that he felt Vecna there, and they have already confirmed that he's going to be a very big piece to really the solution to season 5, because like it all started with him. It all makes sense that it will all end with Will as well, and obviously L, like I'm sure going to be some big final battle with him, with Vecna, hopefully more so than the one we got this season, because like I honestly thought that it was going to be a lot more drawn out than it was. Like, I know that Vecna was like literally just about to kill Max, and then all of a sudden L shows up and fucking like pulls him like back and literally starts turning him to face her, and he's like, you like love that whole scene. It was really cool to like for him to know that she's fucking there. But like I was hoping for like and as soon as like I saw a lot of like not so drawn out like fights, like I mean, even their plan in the Upside Down, like Vecna obviously caught on to their plan, right? Like they had the 4 stages of their plan, and something was going, it was bound to get messed up to where it's like he knew some shit was going on. But as soon as like I saw like not a whole lot really going on with them, it's like it's a 2.5-hour episode, and like they spend like 5 minutes talking about what their plan is, and like we show them kind of like moving through and trying to execute their plan, which takes like we've got some dialogue stuff like with Nancy and Steve, and then it's like Robin is going off to do whatever so that they have their time. I don't know, there's a lot of moments that like kind of like took away from, I feel like, the action that could have been going on, but it was all stuff that obviously made sense. Character development moment, I get it, right? I understand. We understand as viewers that we need those to care about them, but I for sure thought that Steve was going to bite the bullet. There was so many scenes this season where it seemed like it. Like Abby, she watched 3 episodes of season 1, but she was watching these with me because she knew that they were on or whatever. And like she even was able to put together when he was talking about the life he wants and that he sees Nancy there, it all set up to have him die, right? I'm glad he didn't. Love Steve to death. I'm glad he didn't. But I feel like maybe you throw him in the mix along with Eddie and them. Holy fuck, you're talking about like a huge tearjerker season and everything, because all of the main characters, all of those that, I mean, fuck it, I'm going to say it, that have plot armor around them right now are all still alive. Everybody that needs to be there right now are still alive. So
exactly, and that's the thing, which I'm pretty sure the Duffer Brothers said like Steve will never die. It's like Sydney will never die, That's like Wes Craven said, which I get that. But here's also my thing. Robin, Nancy, and Steve are being choked for like 30 fucking minutes. They're being choked and we don't see them for a fucking while. And they're still fine. They're still perfect. They were being choked. They should be fucking dead or at least passed out. They were being choked. But Eddie dies by some fucking bat.
The same bat that Steve got fucking bit by like hours earlier. And not even like in the sequence of events that like that all episode 8 and 9 essentially take place like literally all within a couple of hours after the events of episode 7. So it's like, fine. Yeah, I mean, it's like it's easy to pinpoint some issues that are for sure like within the last couple of episodes, but nonetheless, they are entertaining. Obviously, Eddie dying like was a big thing that set the internet on fire, like, with Stranger Things. By the way, Stranger Things season 4 volume 2, it fucking crashed Netflix at like 2 a.m, like when it came out.
Yeah, I got on there and when it wasn't loading, I was like, no ma'am. And then it worked 2 minutes later. I started at 2:02 because it finally fucking worked. And I was like, thank God. Because if I wasn't able to watch this and I just woke up, I would have been pissed. I would have been so upset. And I'm glad I watched it because as soon as I got on Twitter, it was all about Eddie. And I'm hoping, because like everyone, not everyone, I won't say everyone, but a good amount of people are upset that Eddie died. Not just like sad that he died, but like mad. Because again, like, I don't know, why do you keep doing this to us? But I really hope they see kind of like the feedback and like how upset people are, and they're like, we have to write them back in somehow. That's all I want, really. And
Yeah.
I think it would be cool for them to not show anything about that, though. You know, because with Hopper, we knew he was still alive, so we knew we were going to see Hopper. But if they don't say anything about Eddie coming back, and then he's just there somehow, oh my god, the excitement! I would scream. I would
Yeah.
literally scream.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say the first 7 episodes I thought were fucking amazing. Like everything about it, I really did love, and I felt kind of disappointed by volume 2. Not just because Eddie died, but besides that, there's other stuff that I just like. I don't. What are we doing here? Like you said, I feel like the showdown between Vecna and Elle, it could have been a lot more, because they made it seem like it was going to be a lot more. But and then when Elle is like, "This isn't you. You don't have to, bitch. You think he cares? You think he fucking cares? You think this is all just Papa's fault? Like it's not. He was doing this shit before he even met Papa. Would she know that? Probably not. You know, but still, like." He does not care. There's no trying to talk him out of this shit. Like, that's not what you should be doing here. Also, the whole Will and Mike thing. I was kind of let down by that, too. They're talking about how we're going to have sort of, like, this scene and, like, this sort of, like, interactions with them. And what? Nothing really happens. Like, yeah, like, Will's talking to Mike in the van, and he's, like, crying and stuff, and Mike doesn't notice that his best friend is crying right next to him. I don't believe that. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the scene between Will and Jonathan made me cry. It made me cry pretty hard. Because Jonathan is watching them talk. Jonathan, it's his brother. You know, I'm sure he knows. And whenever he's telling him, like, there's nothing, like, because he said, like, I love you. There's nothing. And I mean nothing that would change that. Because he knows that Will is gay. And that scene really got to me. And when Jonathan comes out, he looks fucking pissed. He looks like he wants to fight Mike, which I kind of want to see happen a little bit. Maybe not a full-on fight, but something. Like, dude, fucking open your eyes. Like, and here's my thing. Mike doesn't have to love Will back like that. You know? Like, I'm not saying that they need to be together, but I want there to be, like, just more to that. Like, I don't know. It kind of really bothered. And whenever Mike or Will was like, "You're the heart, Mike. Like, you're the heart." I don't think so. I don't think that Mike is the heart. If anyone's the heart of the group, I think it's Dustin. Dustin all the way.
Oh
Mike,
yeah.
I feel like, is just kind of there. And I was like, no, he's not the heart. Like, he's not this person. No. So
I mean,
that
Mike.
stuff I didn't
Yeah,
like,
Mike
really.
very much annoyed me this season. I mean,
So
like he
much.
was just kind of like, I mean, I don't know, like Dustin has always been like my favorite of like the trio, like, you know, of like the three. Like Dustin, I mean, he's got the smarts, he's got like the charismatic side of things. It's like he always focuses on what's best for, you know, whether or not people agree with him, he's always going to stick to it. But I mean, like, you know, Dustin has never left anybody that he cares about. Never. Like, we've never seen that happen. It's like, you know, he's always been. So it's like this season, he was doing what he could, like, for the Hellfire Club in episode 1, right? Like, he even recruited Lucas's sister to, like, you know, get involved because, you know, they needed that, right? I mean, and Mike was there too, sure.
Yeah.
But in episode 1, like we saw Lucas, he was trying to be popular. He was trying to, and honestly, Lucas, he bothered me a little bit like early in this season too. Like, you know, he was like one of those characters where I was just kind of like, oh man, like, you know, like I actually liked Lucas too, like, you know, but like, you know, obviously they, you know, are very smart with their writing, and they were like, okay, this is where Lucas is. It's like, you know, but I knew his mentality was going to change. Like, it was going to change back for the better, because you can't stick around a guy like Jason. Like, you know, Jason was fucking hell bent on getting fucking revenge for all that shit.
And that scene, because I remember seeing a part of the trailer when he punches Jason, I was like, oh, I can't fucking wait. And that did not disappoint me. I absolutely love that. Also, fuck Jason's friend that fucking tackled Erica, a fucking 11-year-old. Are you fucking kidding me? I was like, he better not lay a hand on her. And she fucking gets him back, which thank God, kicks him in the balls and then whips him with like a flashlight. So I was like, yes, thank you so much. But seeing the fight between Lucas and Jason, that was so good. And when Jason fucking stepped on Max's what is that called? I'm really showing my age here, I guess. You know, what are those things called?
What are what things called?
Like the music thing.
Oh, like just like her cassette tape.
Cassettes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I know what cassettes are, but whatever. Anyways, when Jason stepped on that, I was like, oh fuck, like no.
Yeah.
You don't understand how important that was. Even like when he walks in, because like Max is like under like she's like in Vecna's world, I guess. And he's like, this is what like y'all did to Chrissy. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. Shut up. And even Lucas is trying to explain, like, no, like that is not at all what happened. Like, there's this guy, that's what happened to her. Like, Chrissy went over to Eddie's to buy drugs. Like, that is the truth. And it fucking makes me so mad because, like, that is the truth. That's the truth. But it's Jason's fucking fault that Max is how she is now. It is his fault because if she would have had her music, she would have been fine.
Yeah.
But it's his fault, and I'm glad he got sliced in half. I
did.
wanted to see more done to him, honestly. It's like, I wanted to see him get fucked up, which slice in half, I guess. Oh, and on that note, I saw something, which I didn't even pick up on, whenever Lucas is drunk and throwing up, and Jason's like, oh, like, hangovers make you feel like you're, like, split in two or something. And he got split in two. I was like, oh, that's good. I like that. I wish we would have gotten more, because I had to go back 10 seconds, because then it's like I'm not looking at him. I'm watching the floor, and then it just leads up to slicing him. I was like, whoa. So I went back and rewatched it. And I'm pretty sure I said in our volume 1 thing, is like, I wanted him, even though he does have, like, a moment of recognition, like, shit's bad, I wanted for him to, like, understand more of, like, how bad this truly is, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing the floor get sliced open and you just happen to be in the way, that wasn't enough for me. Like, I wanted him to be freaking out seeing Max. Like, I wanted him to be like, I don't know. But I'm glad he's dead. I'm so glad he's dead. I hated him.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, he was one of those I mean, actor did a good job because we fucking hated him. Like, I mean,
Yes,
hats off
he plays
to
it well.
Yeah, I mean, hats off to here, actually I have it right here. Who plays Jason?
Yeah, I hate Jason. I don't hate the actor. The actor was great.
Right.
The character, you're not supposed to like him. So
where the hell
they did a good job with that.
Yeah, Mason Dye. There we go. Hats off, Mason Dye. You fucking you did it. You did a good job. You played your character well. We fucking hated you, but you know, you knew that when you signed up for this role.
Same goes for Angela. Hate Angela so much.
Oh.
She's such a bitch. She plays it so well though. She plays it amazingly. So
yeah.
Kudos to the ones that are playing bad characters, because I'm sure they're pretty good people in real life. Like, I saw pictures of like Joseph Quinn and Mason like hanging out, and I was like, watching. I was like, I know it's not real, but it felt weird seeing them like actually hanging out together. It felt so just, I don't know. But yeah, Jason sucked. Glad he's dead. Kind of wish we got a little bit more with his death, but happy to see him go. If there's one person I was so happy to see die, it was him.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like, you know, I saw him like it like took me like a minute to realize too, because I'm like so focused on the ground cracking. I'm like, oh shit, that's Jason. He's getting fucking sliced in half right now. Like, so I was okay, well, he's dead. I'm like, I guess that's a satisfying enough death for him, but he's dead, he's gone. I honestly didn't give a fuck how he died. I just wanted him to die. But honestly, like, it came to a point to like, I feel like that he kind of overstayed his welcome anyway on screen, because like there were like moments even like where it would like cut to him and like his hooligans or whatever, and I'm just okay, can we get back to the main characters, please? Like, like Definitely. It was just like one of those things like where I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm kind of over you, buddy. Like, whenever you come on screen when you're gonna die. But
I really wanted to see him and Eddie have like an interaction, you know, like, well, they have like that little interaction like when they're at the like the little lake house, or like when they're in the water, but I wanted to see like more of an interaction between them. And maybe he's like, dude, if we would have saw like Eddie fight, I would have had to lay down. I don't know if I can handle that. Those rings, oh my god. Anyways, if we could have saw them fight, I think that would have been so cool. Because I just wanted to see Eddie fucking beat his ass. Could he fight? I don't know. He doesn't look like the kind that could fight, but I would have loved to see that. Because I just wanted him to just like sit. Even like, it bothered me so much. He sees his friend die right in front of him in a crazy fucking way, and he's still like, it's Eddie's fault. And he was freaking out, man. I don't think a Satanist that called this on would have been freaking out the way he was, but whatever, Jason. Whatever. And then the end with Eddie's uncle taking down the fucking missing poster, and he has like the devil horns and the devil stuff. It was so upset. And whenever the news reporter is calling it the Munson murders, I was like, oh no. Y'all are wrong for this. And I want them to fucking realize, like, oh, we did all that for nothing. Like, I want them to know, like, that had nothing to do with this. But, yeah.
I agree. Like, I mean, I wanted to see better for, you know, Eddie as a character. You know, like, I mean, his death from an audience perspective, it was sad as hell. You know, like, I mean, it was sad to see him go. And I honestly thought that, I mean, as soon as Netflix posted on their billboard in LA, Save Steve, like with like the upside down, you know, vines and everything like that covering it, I was like, or Protect Steve or whatever. Like I was like, what, Steve? I'm like, I feel like Steve is gonna be fine. I mean, they did again. They really did. And if the Duffer, I haven't seen anything like that. If the Duffer Brothers actually said that they didn't set up Steve to actually die, they're fucking crazy. They're like, that's insane. Because they definitely did. Like, Steve had so many scenes where he talked about what he wanted. There were so many scenes where even the scene with him and, you know, Robin, who actually was like, she grew a lot as a character this season. This was her second full season with Stranger Things, you know. But I mean, even the scene when they're sitting right outside of that RV and, you know, they're talking about, like, you know, Robin says that she has this feeling that they might not be so lucky this time. It's like, even like that interaction, it's like, we know that these characters will do whatever they can to, you know, make things right, you know, because they believe in everything that's right. And like, I love, like, even that interaction, like, before Robin, Nancy, and Steve all left Dustin and Eddie, what do you call it? Like, they were like, whatever you do, it's like, don't be the hero. And Eddie was like, yeah, we're not really hero type.
We're not heroes.
And he ended up being the hero of, like, you know,
And he
this
shouldn't
season.
have.
Right.
Don't be the fucking hero.
Yeah, never do it. Otherwise, like, hey.
Be selfish. I don't care. Be fucking selfish. Because what? It was for nothing. And that's my thing. Eddie's death was for nothing. Because everything that Vecna said was going to happen fucking happens at the very end. Hopper dying, it was for a reason. Because they had to close it and he was there. Even though he could have just ran inside, whatever. But him dying was for a reason. Eddie's death was not for a reason. Because he died and it still is fucking happening. And that's another thing that kind of bothers me. Like, if you're going to kill someone off, it needs to be for a reason. Yeah. And I feel like this wasn't a reason. It was just doing what they do best. Giving us a new character just to kill him off. But, the ending, it has me pretty excited, of course, for 5. When Mike's little sister is like, Mom, it's snowing. And you're like, oh my God, here it fucking goes. And you kind of see everything shifting and they walk out and like, that's the very end is them like looking and you see it and Will's doing his classic thing. You're like, oh fuck, it's about to get crazy. Also when Hopper and Elle reunite, I once again was crying. And she's like, I kept the door open 3 inches because I never stopped believing. Oh my God. I was bawling my eyes out. And he gives Mike a hug, which I thought was cute. I was like, okay, aw, because they always had like some tension between them. But I really did like them reuniting, even though where's Murray? Where's Argyle? Where's Enzo at? Where's Yuri? Maybe Yuri went back. I could understand that, but like, where's Enzo? Because like they kind of talked about like how like I don't know. I thought Enzo would be coming back with them because like why would he go back to Russia? Like he'll probably just get put back into prison. But whatever. I just feel like there's so many like different things. I was like, I feel like they didn't tighten the ending enough because I feel like we're left with so many questions, and it's okay to leave some stuff open for the next season. But I was like, where's the characters? Like, where's everyone at the end? So I don't know. The ending I felt was just like, oh, all of this greatness just for it to kind of just, in my opinion.
No, I mean, yeah, I understand that. You know, like, I mean, obviously the Hopper 11 reunion is definitely one of the things that we were waiting to see all season. Makes sense that it was during the closing moments of this season. I mean, like, and all the Hopper stuff, you know, this season, obviously, like, he was captured by Russia. So, like, that was kind of like a big, I honestly like how they kind of kept that in its own separate thing. Cause they honestly could have done that in like one episode, like where it's like, oh, boom, like he escaped like successfully that one time, boom, he gets back, whatever. But I like the pace of this whole season. Like I like how everyone kind of had their own little factions, like to like where they were all working, like okay, here, 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 and here. Even the reunion with like Nancy and Jonathan at the end, like when Jonathan was saying that like he knew more than she thought that she like, and all that stuff. I love that because they're addressing the fact that he was actually helping, you know. Because Nancy could have also just been pissed off that he fucking wasn't there, like, you
Yeah.
know. But so I was glad they kind of like cleared that up like right away.
And I like that everyone's helping in their own location, you know? Like, they're doing the bath for Elle here. Even though, like, when Will, Mike, Argyle, and Jonathan, they're just kind of there. They're just, like, watching.
Yeah.
So they're not doing much in that moment. It's all Elle. But, like, Elle's doing her thing. You have Nancy, Robin, Steve, Eddie, Dustin over here. Also with Lucas and Eric and Max kind of doing their own thing, still here. And then you have Hopper and Joyce and Murray, and they're all trying to take down like the Demodogs and like any sort of living upside downness over there because it's all one big hive mind, which I did like that. I like that moment when they're all fighting against the same thing, even though they're in different locations. Even though I felt if they would have done some stuff earlier, Eddie wouldn't have to have died, but whatever. But yeah, I did like how they're all working against the same thing separately. I thought that was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, shit, the ending of the season, I also love the updated like theme song at the end. I like when shows and movies do that, like when they have like the theme. I like the updated version of it as it's kind of like showing the shot of the upside down make its way now into the real world. I'm curious to see where they're going to go. That's the one thing I love about this show is I never know where they're going to go next or how they're going to take certain things. So I'm all in. I'm in for season 5. I do feel like that if they did volume 1, volume 2 with this season, they're more than likely going to do a part 1, part 2 for the final season. It might be a little bit more spread out, so nobody be, you know, upset. I know Ozark just did that with their final season. They did season 4, part 1 and part 2. You know, it's just very popular. They're doing that with Better Call Saul now. They went on like a mini break after the first 7 episodes, and the final 6 comes out in the next 5 days. I think it starts up again for the final 6. So, I mean, shows do this. Which, I mean, I don't mind. You know, it kind of gives you a little bit of time to breathe after some crazy shit happens. I do feel like we are going to be seeing, there is going to be a time jump. So, you know, honestly, maybe if I can like maybe think like right now as to like where they can be going now. Maybe the upside down has kind of like made its way, and now season 5 picks up where they're living in a world where that's already the case, you know, or something. I really don't know.
That would have to be it.
Probably.
I think that would make sense because we see it already in the real world at the very end, and then they're doing a jump. So like it would have to be like, I don't know, like that. Now that I'm like thinking about that they said there's going to be a jump, but then we already see the Upside Down entering the real world. I'm curious to see how that's going to play out because we don't know what state it would be in, but I would imagine it to be awful if it's already seeping in. Like, I don't think it's going to be like 4 years and all of a sudden everything's going to shit. I feel like it's already going to be shit.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like, maybe the opening scene, like before the opening credits, might actually already pick up with some action. Like, maybe like, you know, maybe if I was like directing, I guess the first episode from like, if like the time jump is like that, then maybe the opening shot is like the camera panning through clouds and like we kind of like come down, maybe following one of those Hellbats down, you know, and all of a sudden we see like the characters like, you know, like they're like fucking battling. They're already in a battle. Like we see kind of what's going on. Boom, cut to black, title card start, cut back to stuff leading up to that moment, you know, in time. Like,
could you imagine seeing a Demogorgon just going through fucking houses? Just fucking
that'd be fucking crazy.
Like jumping, like
yeah. I mean, that would be fucking cool. Brutal. Like, I mean, that
yeah,
that would
just like random characters, people we don't know, you know?
Yeah,
no one we know, just random ass people just being slaughtered, just boom, boom, boom.
Kind of like just like a tracking shot of it, just jumping like through houses, that like would be ripping. So fucking,
cool. Duffer Brothers.
Duffer Brothers. I don't know what we need to do to make it happen. Make it happen.
Do that and bring Eddie back.
Yeah, that.
Thanks.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, I really enjoyed season 4 for you know, for what it was. I really enjoyed all the episodes. It is my favorite season to date. I loved all the horror elements. The whole season felt very Nightmare on Elm Street like, which was fantastic. And I'm definitely now looking forward to seeing where they take season 5, because like this one takes place in, I believe, 86, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not
86, baby.
Yeah, hopefully it's not too much of a time jump. But
I think it'll be 89. I feel like it's one of those things where it won't leave the 80s, you know?
It shouldn't. It shouldn't. I'd say 88 or 89. Like, you know.
Yeah, I don't want it to be fucking 1990 because I'd be like, what? That's weird. Yeah. It's like that 70s show. It makes sense that the very end of the show is New Year's Eve, 1979. Like, you don't want that to go into the 80s. Like, I feel like that's how it should be. It's just stay in the 80s.
Yeah, the whole thing, like what the whole 80s feel, like ever since the show started, I feel like it has to keep that. Otherwise it's gonna lose its flavor, you know. Otherwise it's like gonna be like one of those things. Like, I mean, I don't know. I've seen so many shows like where the final season just like fucking sucks, and it's like especially coming off of like such a fucking successful season. Like, you know, you really don't want to think like that, but you have to think like that because it's just like, I mean, I've never seen Dexter. I've seen some of the episodes, but I mean,
yeah, I've heard.
I know the final season fucking sucked. Game of Thrones, I watched all the way through just to be disappointed with the final season. Like, and I mean, that was after a really good season 7, in my opinion. Like, I was like, they actually set up a really fucking good final season. And then the final season gets there and it's just like, well, fuck. Ozark's the fucking same flavor. Thing. Yeah, I mean, like,
just, I don't know.
It's just
make it scary. I mean, we already have Vecna.
Don't think is gonna fucking people that you don't think is gonna fucking fuck it up, end up fucking it up. The creators of Ozark, I thought that the ending of Ozark was very wishy-washy. Duffer Brothers, please don't fucking fuck this up. That's all I ask.
Yeah, we only have 3. Well, I have 3 things. Bring Eddie back. Number 1, sorry. 2, the shot we're talking about. We need that. That would be fucking cool. 3, don't fuck it up. Because we have to wait 2 years. Don't let it be for nothing. Make it really good. Yeah. I just, that, even like the volume 1, I was like, oh my god, this was fucking amazing. And they're like, what if volume 2 just sucks? Like, some people at work. I was like, oh, it's not going to suck. Like, how could it fucking suck? And then I felt a little bit let down. And I was like, oh, Like, it does not suck. I would not even say it's nowhere near that. But I was a little bit disappointed because I felt like those first 7 episodes were just so fucking good. And maybe it was I was overhyping myself because I rewatched it twice. I rewatched that first episode a couple of times because I love the very first episode of the first season. Or first season of the 4th season. And then just to watch this last 4 hours, I was like, I was a little bit disappointed.
I will say it wasn't as action-packed as I thought it was going to be. You know, like I was expecting a lot more action to happen, but nonetheless, I understand it was really a stellar season in terms of like, you know, character building moments and really kind of getting to fill in what is up and coming for the final season. You know, so I do think that I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be good.
I have another thing. So, I had watched the video, the costume department that they did for Stranger Things for every character. Okay, so I'm watching it, and they talk about Eddie's outfit and stuff. He has a fucking bandana in his back pocket. We see him wear it for the scene, you know? And then he asked Max if she had, like, a mask or a bandana. And, like, you shouldn't have included the word in a bandana, dude, because we know, or if you watch the video, or if you just see him, he has it throughout the whole season in his back pocket. Like, that's part of his outfit. And I was like, okay. And then we see him put on the bandana. And it gives us a fucking great scene with him wearing the Michael Myers mask from season 2, which I absolutely loved. See him in a fucking Michael Myers mask? I was like, oh my god, what else are they going to do to me besides destroy my life? I was like, this is so cool. But I was like, but I know you have a bandana in your back pocket, and you can see it in his back pocket. So, not his fault. It was definitely, I was just like, shouldn't have said bandana, dude, because we know he has a bandana.
Yeah.
It's right there. But whatever.
I will say I did like that Michael Myers thing though. I thought that was really cool.
So good. So funny.
I saw the mask and I was like, it's fucking Michael Myers.
Literally seeing him walk around in it, it was so, oh my god. Also, when he's hot wiring the fucking RV, and he was like, oh, I'm just starting the sucker up. Steve's gonna like drive it. Or Steve's got it. Don't you, big boy? I almost choked my phone. I was like, okay. Improvised. There's a lot of improvised parts in this volume 2, which are some of the best parts in my opinion. Yeah. Don't you, big boy? Forever will be on my mind. Whenever Eddie says "I love you, man" to Dustin when he's dying, improvised. Lucas screaming "Erica, help!" improvised. Winona Ryder and David when they kiss, improvised. 4 of the best moments, in my opinion, were improvised, and I was like, okay. Hats off to the fucking actors, you know, because not only are they doing a great job with what they're given, they're adding stuff to it too. That's just freaking amazing. So when I saw that, I was like, wow, they did phenomenal. I
mean, literally the whole thing. Like, I mean, the improvisation. I didn't know that those lines were improvised. Honestly, like, you know, that's honestly awesome. It really makes everyone. It makes it play out very well. You know, I honestly like that, though. It shows that the Duffer Brothers gave the actors some time to actually think about what their characters might do. You know, like, that's like, I mean, I know I've only directed like very like, you know, low budget movies compared to what these guys are directing. But that's what I normally tell actors as well. Like, you know, it's like, I'm just like, if you see a character going a certain way, like, you know, feel free to, you know, say a line how you feel, or I always tell them to change it up, you know. So I don't know how many takes that they normally do, like with scenes like this, but I can't imagine it's more than 12. Like, you know, I can't. I only say that because I saw David F. Sandberg, like, you know, he's the director of Lights Out and Annabelle Creation and Shazam and all that shit, and he says that he normally doesn't do more than 12 takes, like, you know. So but, like, I do think that, like, when it comes down to that, like, I feel like that the Duffer Brothers maybe do allow them to change things up, you know, from time to time. So,
and I'm glad they do, because again, so those are some of my favorite, and like, Steve's face whenever he says, "Don't you, big boy?" He looks so confused, and like that's real. Like he's like that's not in the script, but it's so amazing. And the fact that he played he can actually play the guitar. When I found out he actually played that, I was like, quit giving me information because I cannot handle it. The only part he didn't do is like the solo part. He's like, I could not do that, but everything else he played that. That's freaking incredible.
That is honestly awesome.
Which luckily he already knew how to play the guitar, but he hadn't done it in a while. But when he saw it was in the script, the next day he bought a guitar so he could learn how to play it.
That's amazing. Like what
and what a fucking kill him off.
Like what a freaking true performer, man. What a true master of his craft. Like that's all I gotta say. But yeah, all right, guys. Any last minute thoughts on Stranger Things season 4 volume 2 or anything like that? 5-Star Media dipped out for the night. Andy says that he agrees like with the final season stuff. He said that he also was disappointed with Ozark and Game of Thrones. Let's hope that it's not the case for Stranger Things season 5. I will be pissed off. You'll see me throw some shit across the room or something. That's how I would open our episode. I'm like, literally, it would just be a blank screen, and you're just gonna see a fucking chair fly across the room.
Dude, the amount of TikToks I've seen, they are so. There's like this one where I keep seeing people like have shit and they're like about to throw, and they're like, put that down, and it's like, you raggedy bitch, and it's like me at the Duffer Brothers. It's like all this kind of stuff. It's making me laugh. So I've been on the Eddie fandom TikTok for the past 5 days. I love it there. Never want to leave. Every like, so I could stay in the algorithm. And me and Mia, we've sent so many TikToks to each other. It's unreal. The conversations we've had, not appropriate, but it's how I feel. What can I say?
Yeah. Hey, say how you feel. That's all you gotta do. But Destiny, any last minute thoughts on anything?
This season destroyed me. It made me happy. It broke me. I went to work that day so upset because I had to work that day. Luckily, it was a cleaning day, so I didn't really have to deal with too many people. But a girl that also worked that day, same time that I did, we both went in at 8. She had also woken up, or she didn't even go to sleep. She stayed up all night. I was like, you're fucking crazy. I got like 3.5 hours of sleep. But we both went to work, and I was so upset. I've been crying off and on. I listened to the song when it's called I Like to Die, and I'll just cry. It's a good song, but it makes me bawl my eyes out. Yeah, it's really, it's taken over my life, let's say this past month. So, yeah.
I mean, yeah, pretty much it came out, the volume 1 was May 28th, and then, like it really kind of just became a binge-worthy series for the month of June heading into July. But yeah, I agree. I think that this season was very emotional. Love this season. Super excited to see where they go for the final season. But yeah, I mean, I think that it takes the icing on the cake for best season. I love this season to death. I think it's got some of the best characters. I think that we see the characters that we know and love grow a lot. For the most part, we follow one group in particular that, definitely has a lot of really great character moments to shine. And that's what I love. And then I just loved all the horror, elements to it. So definitely very much enjoyed this season.
Yes, I did too. Overall, definitely my favorite season. When I go back to rewatch it, though, I'm not watching that end part. I'll watch until he plays, and then I'll stop it there.
And you're just going to stop it.
I've also seen TikToks of my favorite part of Stranger Things season 4 is whenever we got to see Eddie graduate. They're like, I don't know why everyone's so sad. I didn't watch that. I guess I got a different version or something. So we're just going to pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Yeah.
Also, wait, before we go, look at my figure.
Oh, so that is awesome.
So I don't know if you've seen these, but it's this box and they come in and it's like everything's inside this. And you have like Jonathan's Polaroid that you have to like get wet, and it's like you have like a little scratch off part, like you were guessing the character that you got before you actually get them. So I got this one. I got Argyle. Was I upset? Yeah, I was. Not gonna lie. Even though I love Argyle, I think he's great this season. I was like, okay. I really wanted Eddie, but I was like, all right, that's fine. But I ordered 2 more. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed for Eddie.
Fingers crossed for Eddie. And I don't want another Argyle. Like I don't need to. I'm happy I have him. Don't need another one, but fingers crossed.
Hey, Argyle.
So, yeah.
I liked Argyle. Like, I thought he was a good comic relief.
Love him. He's funny as fuck. He does a lot. Like, he figures out the tire marks, which leads them to the right place. He's the one that fucking takes them to the other Surfer Boy pizza shop. Like, he does do a lot, even though he's off to the side. I do love Argyle. I was just like, I really wanted.
He does. Yeah, he does have good moments. And he, like, because honestly, had he not have had those moments, he would have just kind of been there. So I'm glad that he had those moments to like where he had a chance to shine as well. Because otherwise
100%.
it's just like, oh, he's just the driver to get them across the country.
But he's so good. He makes me laugh. Whenever they go to the pizza shop, he's like, this girl has superpowers. And he's just so like upfront with it. And he's so like along for the ride. Crazy fucking shit's going around him. And he's still there. He's still there. Helping. So I do love Argyle. I just really wanted Eddie. And as soon as I scratched off and I saw it was a pizza, I was like, okay.
You're like,
and then I
right.
just didn't do the rest. I just opened up the toy. I was like, okay, cool. Yeah. But anyways.
Well, fingers crossed for Eddie. Andy Smith he has his fingers crossed for you as well. He also asked if you have a YouTube channel.
Nope, I have this one. This one and
hey,
the final
you know
goals.
what? Love having Destiny on my channel, but she also does the final goals. Yeah, so that is a YouTube channel. You can look that up, subscribe. They do streams once a week, right? You guys do?
Yeah, we've been like we haven't been able to do it in a while, or we'll do it on Instagram sometimes, which the final goals on Instagram, so we do stuff there. Also, Brett got me something. It's coming in the mail. I'm trying to look. I'm one of those people. Unless I have it in my fucking hand, I'm worried. Like I'm like stressed out. So I'm gonna knock on some wood. But Brett did give me the Eddie Funko Pop, and I'm so excited. But knock on some wood because I want it to arrive safely in my hands. And once I have it, I'll cherish it forever.
Oh man, that's awesome. But yeah. So other than that, what do you call it? Feel like I was going to say something, but I forgot. So, I'm just going to go ahead and say next week on Fear Freaks, we start our Jordan Peele run. We've got Get Out, which I'm honestly very excited to watch. I've already watched that one time. Actually, no, that was last year. I watched it with Zach when he was here for the Haddonfield Nightmare premiere. We watched that the weekend that he was here. So I haven't seen it in a little while, but yeah, super excited to give that another watch. The next week, guys, we're talking about Us. And then the following week, we will have a Nope spoiler review coming because it'll have been out for like 4 or 5 days. Normally, if a film is out for that long before we cover it, then we'll do a full-on spoiler review. So that's pretty much what the schedule is looking like for July. Halloween Ends content is about to start rolling in because I'm sure the theory is right now is that the trailer's coming with Nope. It's apparently Jamie Lee Curtis is supposed to introduce it right before Nope starts. So, we're going to see, but lots of Halloween Ends content coming on this channel as per usual. So Destiny, anything else you got coming up this week that you want to highlight right now?
The trivia stream on Goodwill Hunting's channel. Should be Saturday.
Yeah, I'm sad I can't host that because I'm working, so I'm sorry. I know.
But besides that, for the rest of the week, that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah. So yeah, be on their channel. I'm gonna try and tune into that. I'm sad that I can't host that. Goodreal did ask me to be the host for it. Unfortunately, I thought that my schedule, he texted me this morning and I like was sleeping, and like I was like, oh, I'll respond to it like when I wake up. Like it was like kind of like one of those in and out things, like where I look at my phone and then I put it down. And like for whatever reason, when my eyes were closed, I was like thinking my schedule was like maybe 12:15 to like 5, and then I can come home and do it. But that wasn't the case. So it's a 5:45 to 10 p.m. shift. So unfortunately, I will not be able to do it. But I hope that you guys have a lot of fun on that. Denise, happy early birthday. You got 2 weeks here. Make sure that you let us know this in a couple
Braden will
weeks.
sing to you.
Yeah, I will. I have done that before in the past on a stream.
Happy birthday.
Exactly. We'll sing happy birthday from the Fear Freaks, and you could record it and post it and tag us, and we'll share it.
I don't know about all that. We'll just do it, and then that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Happy early birthday, though.
Yep.
Happy birthday.
There you go. Happy early birthday, Denise. Anyway, yeah, so that's pretty much all we got coming up right now. So with all that being said, post comments down below. Let us know, what did you guys think of Stranger Things season 4 as a whole, now that volume 1 and 2 are currently streaming on Netflix? Let us know what you guys thought. And as always, if you guys like this, don't forget to join us on our journey to 10,000 subscribers, and we will see you guys next week on Fear Freaks. Have a great night, and we will see you guys later.
Goodbye.